Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hello. I need to be sure. Oh, we're live. Unbelievable. Hey everybody. Shoot. Okay, so I can see everybody's chats on my screen here. It takes a little extra time. Hopefully the feed fixes itself over there. But we're live everywhere. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are here for the stuff. Now, tonight, I'm not copying anybody, but, I'm not they didn't just start making wine. Let me move my stuff. They didn't just start making wine. Whatever. Anyway, y'all know what I'm trying to say. How's everybody doing? Let me check this chat. Let me check the chat. Hello, Sharon. Hello. Hello, Inez and Tori and Curly. Keza, CJ, Wonder Woman, CC, Creations, Marilyn, Pauline, and hello. Hey, thank you, Anne, for being a new member. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to get, hey, Fit, we're going to get started. So let me put up here the people we are discussing tonight. And, typically I'm not one to have these discussions unless it makes sense. And I believe it makes sense to talk about these folks here today. I'm wonderful, y'all. Welcome everybody as y'all come in. I believe it makes sense to talk about these folks here today, and this is why. So did y'all see the Red Table Talk? Did y'all see it? Okay. Now I hope you saw it. If you didn't, once we get done here, it's just 12 minutes out of your life. It's not a long time. Gemini, I'm not doing this right now. It's not a long time. It's not a long table talk. Let me move this back to y'all. It's not a long table talk or anything like that at all. But it is very poignant. And I will tell you, this to me is a case study for a lot of effery. Okay, it's a case study for a lot of effery, and I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, you thought they was talking about, yeah, Gemini been doing the most. My cat Gemini, for those of you joining me on my very first live, or if you've not seen any of my previous, the signs, the monthly readings, she likes to make herself known. You thought they were going to be talking about Shane Dawson? No, honey. No. That was not. Let me move this out of the way. Let me move them over here. Oops, no, you stay here. I stay here. You move over here. There we go. Or actually, maybe you just move down here. Let's put you down here. All right. That's where we're going to put y'all. All right. This to me is a, yeah, I'm going to find a spot for them to sit. This to me is a case study on effery. But even more so than that, I'm going to be nice about it because I don't want to be mean. Okay. Yeah, Gemini had it. This is a study of a few things. First of all, for those of you that have not been with me for a long time yet, this is the first thing. You know how I always tell everybody, when you get out of a bed with someone, when you break up with someone, let your sheets get cold before you put the next person in between them with you. Now, because it's not always the case that the best way to get over a man is to get under another. Or the best way to get over a woman is to get on top of another. Or a significant other. I don't care which way you want to go with it, darlings. Not always the best thing. So there's that. They broke that rule. This one here, Miss Jada. Over here. Where is she? This one here, Miss Jada. She broke that first rule. She broke that rule. Let me tell you another rule she broke. Don't get involved with anybody else if you are a broken person yourself. Don't get involved with anyone else if you're a broken person yourself. I understand that the Smiths got married when they were both young and they were both broken. But the minute after 20 some years, so this is 20 years in, 2 decades in, because they said this happened 4 years ago. So 2 decades in, now here we are. Here we are. And Will, out of his own mouth, said he didn't want nothing else to do with her. He said he was through. Wasn't nothing else happening. He didn't want to be bothered. It was over, honey. It was done with. And he didn't think he was ever going to speak to her again. I don't know what happened then. But whatever it was, she took him at his word. He's a Libra, she's a Virgo. So instead of fixing whatever it was that's about to break up your 20 years marriage, you go find you a young soldier. But he was a young broken soldier because you like to fix. You like to fix people. So, broken number 2. You ain't under business doing that. That's rule number 2. Rule number 3 is if you're going to get into a relationship. Now, this is for Mr. August. Now, we're going to learn some things here. So some of y'all, I don't know how many of y'all want to tell me. Okay, y'all want to tell me in here, that's fine. And I don't want anybody thinking I'm just dragging her for filth, or I'm dragging Will, or I'm dragging August. I'm not dragging any of them. I give Will and Jada, I give them credit, and August. I give them all credit for coming out and speaking truth. I give August the most credit for being courageous enough to come out and speak his own truth, whether he's got an album dropping or not, that doesn't matter to me. He came out and spoke his truth and was just like, here, look, here it is. Because, he's come through suicide attempts, at least 2 that I know of, or that I think of. I know 1, but perhaps 2. And he's come from some serious illnesses, and he's come a long way, and he's done a lot of healing, and he's finally in a healed place and space. And he's able to speak his truth because he's finally free of all of the spells, if you will, that he was underneath. He's finally free of the you-know-what spell. That's a very strong one. And he mentioned in his Instagram post just yesterday, I believe, or day before, that there was some witchcraft involved. Now, we're going to leave that alone. Hey, Aljubo. Hey, babies. Hello, everybody. We're going to leave that for another, just give me a minute on this one here. But so I give them all credit for speaking the truth, because Jada could have just come out and said, well, he lying. She could have, but she came out with the truth. But Mr. August, so I don't know how many of y'all just breaking up from relationships, and some of this might hurt you some. So if it hurts you, I'm sorry, not sorry. But if you're just getting out of a relationship, especially a long-term relationship and perhaps a marriage or life partnership or whatever it was, I'm going to need y'all to do something for me. I'm going to need y'all to not get up underneath someone else, on top of someone else, or put someone else in between your sheets too soon. Because I don't care how toxic the relationship was on their part, your part, or both y'all's part. You still ain't right yet. You still gotta heal. You still gotta deal with your own stuff before you go involving someone else in your ish. Do we understand? Now, Mr. Poor August. So some of y'all might have found yourself in this situation. This could be your situation in Mr. August. Mr. August was a young man, friend of the family, and here is now full stop. The age difference doesn't make that. I'm not deriding the age difference. Okay? I'm not speaking against the age difference. Okay? However, you have this young man that's a friend of the family. Now, I'm quite sure there's a lot of young men in their early 20s that's right here in this chat here, that if you was in your early 20s and you was, hanging out with your buddy and your buddy's mama looked as fine as Jada. Hello, somebody. Even independent of the fact that she's Will Smith's soon-to-be ex-wife. Or so we think. But she is fine as Jada, and she come on to you, I'm pretty sure you gonna go for it. Now, come on now. Let's all be real. Let's all be real. Now, my young men in the room, hello. But also now, you're a friend of the family. You have illnesses. You're dealing with physical illnesses, perhaps addictions. Not sure. I saw someone mention addictions. Yes, he was just on Red Table Talk with the sister. So, but I don't know how long ago that was, but I feel like that was a little recent. But we'll leave that alone. Anyway, long story less long. So she come on to him. He come on, whatever the case is. Because he doesn't seem to be the type of young man, and I could be wrong, but he don't seem to me to be the type of young man that's just going to talk to his boy's mama. See, I'm black. You can't tell me something different. Okay? You might be able to run it past some other folk, but you're not going to run that past me. Now, he don't seem to me to be the type that's going to just run up and talk to his nobody mama. So, the mama, she feeling some type of way. Why? Because Will done told her, I don't want you. We're done. It's finito. You do you. And I remember, if y'all remember back a few years back, that both Jada and Will started talking this yin yang about how they could not find satisfaction and fulfillment through each other, but they had to learn to find that within themselves. Y'all remember that? Maybe some of y'all, I think everybody on here was outside at that point. They was on all these red carpets saying that. That they're life partners, and they had to learn, especially her, that she had to learn to find her own happiness within herself and not try to find it in somebody else. I want y'all to remember that. So here you have this older woman. She's been discarded. She's been discarded by Will. Will now has been seen with the Brazilian, the Peruvian, the Exotica. He doing his thing, man. He's running around all over, gallivanting all over the world. Ain't at home, but he'll come home sometimes, but he's running around all over the world. If I'm not mistaken, that could have also been when that girl, their daughter, made that song. When did his daughter make that song about whipping her hair? Anyway, the point is now these two are alone a little bit too much, and they doing the most, and it crossed the line into entanglement. And she said on her Red Table Talk, what did she say, y'all? If y'all watched it, what did she say? She said she was looking for August for her. She just wanted to feel good, and he made her feel good. Okay, you're right, Miss Sharon. He was probably pimping all over the world. Listen, I ain't mad at Will. Because if you say we done, we done. Right? So I'm going to do me, you do you. When I say we done, we done. He a Libra. When we done, we done. Okay? Now, I want y'all to think about this for a moment. If there's a woman or a man, if there's a person, an individual that cannot seem to find happiness within themselves, they need to fix and fix and fix all the time. They always are looking for somebody to make better because they don't want to make it better for themselves. And they just wanted to feel good. So they prey upon. Now, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't say the word pray, but I am in this circumstance. They prey upon a young man or a young woman, right? That's having health issues, that's having mommy issues, that's having family issues, that's having drug issues, that's just having issues. And you know this because they're with you all the time, right? Or they're over there. He was a very good friend of Jalen's. He was a very good friend. Is that the boy's name? He was a very good friend of their sons. So she knew all of those ins and outs. She did not address how much she hurt him. We're going to get to that too, because this is what I'm going to say to y'all. This is my theory. Where am I damn allegedly saying at? Where am I allegedly saying that? Because I don't want nobody coming back here talking no ish. Here we go. Everything I'm saying after this point here forward is allegedly. I'm alleging, she's the narcissist in this whole group. Thank you, Michael. She's the narcissist in this group. Female narcissists act differently than male narcissists by and large. They do things a little differently. They're usually a little softer with their approach. There's usually some empathicness involved here. But this is kind of classic narcissistic behavior, isn't it? I'm going to find out all your weaknesses. I'm going to find out where you hurt the most and how to make you feel like you are the best, the most empowered. I need to feel better. It's all about me. I need to feel better. Can you send info on this? What do you mean by that, darling? I need to feel better. It's all about me. I was empty. You will discarded me. And if you know anything about a narcissist, the narcissist hates to be discarded. If you want to hurt a narcissist, tell them you done with them. That's going to tear them up to pieces. Because they want to be the ones that discard you. They don't want you to discard them. Hello, somebody. Hello. Also, narcissists don't see anything wrong with the ish that they do. Now, case in point, if y'all watched the Red Table Talk, if y'all watched it, when Will said something about being forgiven for her transgressions, what did she sit up there with her little cross-legged Indian-style green-eyed self say? She said, I don't feel like there was a transgression. And he sat up and said, whoa. He said, oh, come on now, y'all. Come on now. Come on, y'all. She said she didn't see where there was a transgression, y'all. Now, I suppose I could even give her that because they said they were separated. Now, I feel like whenever I tell you we broke up, we broke up. Okay, if we separated, we on a break. I don't say nothing against what you said, what you do. You don't speak on what I do, and everything's good, right? Because we're on a break. We're not monogamous. But I don't think they ever was monogamous, but that's another video. My point is, though, what about the transgression you made to this young man? Because the other thing she said was she just can't understand why this would have come up. All of a sudden, this has been years ago. And she led that conversation with Will, except for the parts that where Will was like, listen, you got to call a spade, basically. You know, this wasn't no goddamn entanglement. Y'all wasn't just entangled. Y'all was tangoing a lot. There was a lot of entangling happening between y'all two when you were coupling. But this wasn't just no little entanglement. This wasn't just a romp in the hay one day. Y'all had a whole relationship. Not a situationship, not a friendship. Y'all had a whole relationship going on here. Now, that's when he got in his chest, found himself again. But don't sleep at who's really running this show over here in this relationship. Now, it may have flipped a little bit later on, but she's still, she a little manly as far as I'm concerned. She a little manly. She's got a lot of she a lot of masculine energy running around. My point is this. You don't understand why this has come up? Y'all act like a year or 2 or 3 years ago was a long time. And I see people talking about, they was all sitting at the kitchen table. They was all sitting at the dining room table. So I understand how this young man felt like Will co-signed on it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I would not doubt that there was some sort of conversation had. And in the heat of a moment when August was feeling himself, because he's feeling like a man. Now, all my young men in here can attest to this. And I can attest to this because I dated a man that was 18 years younger than me for 7 years. Now, y'all, I can attest to this myself. Listen. When an older woman is dating a younger man, they really feeling it. They really feeling it. They really get to their manhood, y'all. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They gets to their manhood. They gets to their manhood. It means a thing. They feel like a real man. You know the Aretha Franklin song, You Make Me Feel, right? Like a natural woman. That make that man feel like a grown man. So I'm sure there was some conversation between the two of them. I'm sure at that point, Will was just like, man, that woman, you making her feel good and you making her happy and she ain't whining around by me, I don't care. Do you, boo-boo? Do you? Okay, so she's the narcissist. So let's what we talked about already, that she just is all about her. She had to find somebody she could control. She's admitted now how this comes off rather empathically. Now, I'm not going to say that she's the narcissist as far as narcissistic personality disorder. I'm going to say she's the narcissist as far as there are strong narcissistic tendencies. Virgos and Libras certainly do not mix. Now that you're right, and they're both cuspers. She's a late Virgo, he's an early Libra. They're too close together. Now, listen. Because I want y'all to pay attention to how, because there's different kinds of narcissists. Narcissists don't come in all the same shapes and sizes. They don't come in the same genders, and they don't come at you the same way. Okay? They don't come at you the same way. So some of them are going to come rather empathically, because there is still an empath within there that still needs to be fixed and wants to be fixed. There's still this little boy, this little girl that's in there that still wants to be fixed. So for her, a typical empath, right? Like, we tend to not want to fix ourselves right away. We want to fix somebody else because it's easier. Now, y'all know I'm not lying. It's easier. And it makes us feel better, and we could avoid fixing ourselves. I'm gonna show you, though, this is where it can dangerously move over into an empath, a narcissistic behavior situation. Because then all she went to do was look for somebody to fix, and now she needs that for her fix. Y'all got to read between the lines, and then y'all got to pick up on the energies when she was sitting at that darn table. Okay? She said she needed that. She needed that. Now, maybe Will needed fixing at first, and then Will no longer needed fixing, and he was like, you need to fix yourself because I don't need fixing. And that's what busted him up. I don't know. But she needed fixing. So anytime you have a narcissistic situation when they're so devoid of self-love and have the complete inability to create love within themselves, right? That they have to find that light, that love, and get fed it from the outside. Does that make Will the empath? August is the broken one. I feel that Will is a little bit more empathic than we probably give him credit for. However, I will tell you, I have seen personally two narcissists that do get together. I don't get narcissistic vibe off of Will past a level of narcissism necessary to excel in Hollywood. So August is really the broken one in all of this. I couldn't tell you. Now I believe he's empathic potentially. But he's just the broken one. He was collateral freaking damage. He was her narcissistic snack, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was just a broken young man. Okay? There was something else she did that I said, this woman is a damn narcissist. Oh, so the reason why she literally was able, he discarded her, he stopped talking to her, and she said, with good reason, he had every right to. Because she just let this young man fall in love with her. And then they decided, the couple decided, it's cheaper to keep her, right? He probably figured out, look, he dealing with all these little young chickadees. He dealing with these young girls. He's perfectly capable of dealing with young girls. I'm sure he is. And whomever else he's dealing with, that's none of my business. But at some point, you have to recognize that sometimes it's better just to stick around than to have to come up with half. And he's going to get more play and more, whatever. He's going to get more out of this by staying in the royal couple. Now, moving on from here, I don't know. But this to me, so I want y'all to see. To me, now again, this is me. I just believe that it's Jada that's the narc. she puts up a good empathic front. So there might be some empathicness there, but there's too many narcissistic ways here for me to. There's too many narcissistic ways. She just did not care. She just did not care. She led that conversation. She said the first thing first, the second thing second. You know, she said, well, I don't understand why this came up now. And, you know, he was finishing the statement. Will was, well, it's just 4 years ago. When I think of 4 years ago, I had just moved into this home 4 years ago in August. I had just moved into the home I'm living in right now. I was a month away from getting married to my now ex-husband. I was at that point happy, right? But I was in an empathic narcissistic relationship and I was just suckered on in. You know, so 3 years ago, November, 4 years ago, I moved in here, got married September, whatever year that was, 2016. March of 2017, I caught him. November 2017, I got my divorce finalized. So 3 years ago will be my divorce finalized. Do you know that I'm still like, first of all, I just paid it off. Second of all, do you know there's still like, you know, every once in a while, I'll catch him driving down my street or something. You know, there's still feelings. People still talk to me about it. Like, it's not that long ago. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like these two just broke up maybe 2 years ago at the most. August is in a much better place. A much better place. Yeah, you have to. Okay, so do we want to move? They love to hoover. That's right, because they got that ego. So when he cut her behind, I almost fussed and cussed. When he cut her behind clean off, Mr. August, and just wouldn't return her phone calls anymore, which is the best thing she could have ever done. As hard as I'm sure it was, and ripped his killer heart out, because that young man fell in love with that woman. So, okay, can we go to that for a second real quick, y'all? Can we go to that for a second real quick? Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Do not get involved with someone else if they are in an active marriage. And I don't care. I'm going to tell y'all something else. If they're in a situation where they've been married for 20-some mother trucking years, they got children together. They have life, however public or private it is, but they have a life. And they don't look like they finna kill each other. Ain't nobody moved out, you know, whatever. Don't get involved. Matter of fact, I wouldn't get involved anyway. If they come up and tell you, well, I'm separated, and well, how long you been separated? You legally separated, or you just not sleeping in the same bed? And how long? Well, about 2 weeks now. You better run for the mother trucking heels. You better not stay there. If he say, oh, baby, it's been 3-4 weeks already. It's old news. Run. Okay? Don't walk, run. Don't get involved with that mess. Don't get involved with that there. Because you get in the middle of something here, you don't even know how it's really going to end. Because that's a whole thing happening. That's a whole energetic cords, ties, you know, all in between. That's an entanglement. Okay, that's what that is. That there, the marriage that's kind of falling apart, but ain't, or relationship that kind of is apart, but ain't. That's the entanglement. Don't you get yourself involved in that mess. Okay. That's what I could tell y'all. So I'm gonna answer these questions. I'm gonna answer these questions in just a second. Listen, you have to love yourself enough and honor yourself enough to be self-partnered and not need to be in relationship with other people to feel whole and healed and at peace, to feel whole, to feel loved. There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship. But this here is how people get all wrapped up with these goddamn twin flame messes. Because, I mean, if I see one more gosh darn time, well, you may have found your twin flame if, and what's listed in there ain't got nothing to do with being a darn twin flame and everything to do with being in a toxic relationship that ain't going nowhere. They might be with somebody else right now. They might be a runner, never stick around. They might live a very long distance away from you. They might come and go out of your life. You all might not actually have a really great relationship. What? There are very few people I've met that actually know and have met their twin flame and that it is actually a good relationship. To me, this is a reason, it's an excuse to cheat and to stay in a toxic relationship that you ain't got no business being in. That you need to grow up. You need to put your big girl panties on and your big boy shorts on, and you need to do the healing and do the work on yourself so that you know how to set proper boundaries. Now, he had a girlfriend for 4 years and 3 years. Okay, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. We could take these people down. We're going to take the I've been on here 37 minutes. I done talked about them up. So now we know. The narcissist to me is Jada. The broken person, of course, we all know is August. And we're teetering on the empath, teetering not. Teetering on the empath, teetering not. I'm going to call him an empath in this situation, but he ain't empath and had enough of her monkey mess. Now that much, if anything, I will say that he didn't had enough. We through with all that mess. Okay, this is a classic. You're getting involved with it. To me, that August and Jada thing is so insidiously narcissistic, empathic. That is so. It's so covert. It's so covert, you'll miss it if you blink. Okay, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I don't need no allegedly more. Now this is just real talk. I see some questions in here. How do you know if you're dealing with a narcissist? Oh Lord, the twin flame thing. One soul split in two. That was a myth. That's from mythology. Or no, Plato, Ptolemy, one of them. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with having a human, relationship. Nothing wrong. Okay. How do you know if you're dealing with a narcissist? You know when. Okay. If this person there's some classic narcissistic behaviors. Nothing is ever their fault. They're always fighting against the man or somebody else. They tend to be in a lot of litigation sometimes. They're always the victim of something. Nothing is never their fault. And you'll notice a pattern. They'll love on you. They'll do the love bombing. Excuse me. Then they'll do gaslighting, typically. Sometimes they'll do gaslighting, or they'll just do shaming. They'll either gaslight then shame, or shame then gaslight. But they'll put you through heck. So, like mine would say after a series of love bombings, then it would be, oh, you're the worst person in the world. Your father would not be proud of you, my deceased father. This is why you can't hold on to a relationship. You can't hold on to a man, so on and so forth. Make me feel terrible. Or he would push every button that he knew he could. So they're really good at knowing what's going to hit you the deepest and the hardest and make you want to run back to them, because they'll love you in that same spot that causes you the most pain. That's where I feel Jada did with August. She loved him in that same spot, showed him love that was so painful, and yet she was able to cause him pain in that same spot as well. So they'll gaslight you and make you feel like you're crazy and all that kind of stuff, and then apologize and love on you all over again. And by doing it, it's this weird like cycle. Oh my gosh, I was thinking what it's about, something else that's in the news. It's this weird cycle of they feed off of both your good energy, love energy, and your sadness and your tears, because they are so devoid of love for themselves, because a lot of times they were either abused or whatever, some sort of abuse when they were younger. So they never developed a good sense of self-worth. And it can get to an extreme where they just like literally stop living their life. They like live this facade, and the facade becomes reality because it's their armor to protect their inner child. If they're not so bad with the personality disorder, it can be corrected, but it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the same thing mine did too. That's the same thing mine did too. They, I have all these text messages and these emails and stuff, and I was crazy. And yet he's with one of them right now. Mine had 5 outside girlfriends. Yeah. So, um, so there's that. Let me see. How do we know when we're healed? Yes. How do we know when we're healed? You'll know when you're not looking to the outside for anything. You'll know that, right? You'll know when you get down to that root. For some of us, it's the deepest, longest cry we've ever had. For others of us, it's I don't know, you just feel the freest. Like today we did a cord cutting session. I did a group cord cutting session earlier today. I'll do another one in a couple of weeks. I'll post it up here pretty soon. And I did a group cord cutting session, and it was so freeing. It was so freeing. Like, and you could literally see that people had finally cut off this energetic bond, this tie that keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. You'll know when you're free. Your light comes back. Now, we're always healing, but there is a time and a place we can dig up the roots. Did you really, Keza? Well, we'll do it. Molly, you missed your reading, so you'll have to get it the next time we do a members only reading, okay? I'll give it to you then. Yes, exactly. B. They're exactly. This is so. Their self-esteem is so low. But they portray themselves to be confident. Exactly. Listen, we're all gonna take. It takes time to heal, and it's a process. But you can dig up the roots, you all, and really be ready to be in relationship. You see what I'm saying? You could be ready to be in relationship because you get to a point where you're self partnered. See, I no longer look outside myself for anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Because I understand that I am divine and I am in partnership with the universe, with universal divinity. So why am I looking outside myself for completion of anything? Next time I'll be greater. I'll be my own savior. So, y'all, Prince Charming ain't coming. The Princess Bride not fixing to show up. So, if you want your fairy tale ending, I suggest you get to be in your own fairy godmother or fairy godfather. Because that's who you are. You need to own your own stuff. And when you do that, then you won't be an August Alsina looking for. Now, he didn't know any better. He was young. He was still going through the healing process. He didn't know no better. I'm not upset with the young man. She's the one that took advantage of him. And I'm not saying that just because it's a woman, because, like I said, at the top of this whole thing, I dated a man 18 years my younger for a long time. But I guarantee you, I left him in a better place than he was when he first came to me now. And his wife should thank me. But we'll talk about that another day, y'all. I'm going to leave that alone. Oops, I'm sorry. Yes, Tori, I'm healing, loving myself all over again. I love it. No, he didn't know any better. I have heard that there were rumors about her and Mark Anthony. I don't know. Wouldn't put it past them. But because I know J Lo and them don't get along. They don't. J Lo and Mark Anthony don't f's with the Smiths. But that's not really not what we're talking about right now. I'm not dragging her. I mean, whatever she do, whatever they do, that's what they do. They do what they do. But I need y'all to see how insidious a narcissist can be. This is crazy how insidious a narcissist, like how, especially a female narcissist. Now, oops. Yep, them two is divorced too. That happens live. Now, August Alsina posted some. I'm gonna see if I can find it. He posted something on Instagram. August Alsina IG post on healing. On here we go. Well, this is the space. So he was last year. He had lost feeling in both his legs. He had gone through. He was had a lot of autoimmune issues. Thank you, Ms. Ewing. Codependency and how to break that habit. Oh my goodness. Okay. But anyway, this year, he's not trying to kill himself. All that kind of stuff. He's in a much better place. Much better place. Let me see what's going on here. They act like their words. Joss Stone, bruised but not broken. Oh, okay. I'm gonna find that one. Okay, darling. We're gonna sing that next. Okay, the question of the hour now is, what do I think of younger men dating older women? I ain't mad at it. Because my current is 7 years younger than me. I've dated older, I've dated younger. I've dated same age. I like them younger. But I'm not using them and I'm not taking advantage of them. Thank you, CJD. He's 8 years younger. I'm happy alone, but our companionship is awesome. Exactly. That's the same place I'm in as well. That's exactly. So y'all want me to do a class on codependency and how to break that habit. Maybe should that be our next group coaching session over on the website? Group coaching, codependency. I think that sounds like a good one, Miss Sharon. So for those of you that are members on the website, artofinspiration.net, that are part of my Lightworker Academy, I do 2 coaching classes per month. And depending upon your level of membership is whether or not you get them included in your membership. So I will be doing one then next week on codependency. Thank you. Thank you. Damiola, yes. Okay. AJ, nothing but a number. That's right, darling. I like your picture, Miss Marsha. AJ, nothing but a number. So, but that's on my website. I got a lot going on everywhere. This is where you go to sign up for Lightworker Academy. Okay? All right. Yes, so I do these group coaching sessions. They're free for certain levels of membership, and for others, then there's going to be a nominal fee. But we'll talk about that over there. What else do we want to know? I'm going to stay on here for about 20 more minutes. I don't want to. Okay, there we go. I'm going to stay on here for about 20 more minutes. This is to join the stream. If you wish to join the stream, talk about the comment. They might not want to know about the comment. They came here for the tea, for the juice. I didn't say we're going to talk about the comment on my another broadcast. Probably tomorrow. Will. I did not talk about Will in all this. I think Will is not going to be around much longer. Or he's going to make sure that he has, I won't say a public, but I can see him kicking it with somebody that he knows is going to get up underneath her skin. How do you rid your narcissist when you share a child with them? You make it only about the kids. That is very difficult. So you have to gray rock them. How you get rid of any narcissist is you gray rock them. You get rid of any narcissist, you gray rock them. You don't show them any emotion. You don't give them any of your energy, good or bad. So you keep it about the kids. If they start going in on you, then you tell them, no, we're not doing this. This is about the kids. If you're not going to talk about the kids, hang up. We're done. It's difficult, but it's doable for your own sanity and safety. Okay, the signs you're an empath, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, are you feeling everybody else's feelings? Can you sense what other people are like? Not just like the normal stuff I see that you got resting bee face and I'm thinking something's wrong with you. But I mean, literally, are you feeling people? Are you literally knowing and feeling what they're feeling, right? Most empaths are intuitive, so you kind of know things. There's little bits and pieces that here and there to know that you're an empath. And then there's empathic healers and all of that kind of stuff. So there's that. Yeah, the kids are grown. He could leave, but it's still half. They still live in California. He enables her ego. That's an interesting thought. Do you feel like he enables her ego, or does he is just like, it's not worth the battle? Thick Goddess, I'm not going to recommend that other people go to different states. And I hate to call you out, but I don't recommend that. Because you have to at some point learn how to, if you're physically in danger where you or the children are going to be physically assaulted, abused, then that's a different story. But 9 times out of 10, your situation is going to be that through the court system, you're not going to be allowed just to pick up and take them kids. Otherwise, you are going to be on federal kidnapping charges. So just picking up and going to a different state is not the solution. You got to learn and you got to heal, right? You got to learn, you got to heal. You got to do it and really doing it for the kids, because when you are dealing with a narcissist and you gray rock them enough and you help the children be empowered enough not to be manipulated by them, then you're teaching them a valuable lesson as well. And a lot of times they lose interest or they just figure out, I can't act a fool. So, don't get yourself in a sling where you go on federal kidnapping charges. That's not cool. Boundaries. Yes. Love yourself to say no. And when you mean it, honor yourself, respect. Yes. Always put yourself first. And I'm telling you guys, gray rocking, doing your own healing. Anytime you have a narcissistic situation, and you are an empath, I'm going to tell you, every empath has to have their narcissist relationship in order. It's like a rite of passage. I've not known one powerful empath, empathic healer, whatever. I've not known one that did not have their narcissist experience. Not one. Because you know what that shows us, you all? That shows us exactly what we need to be healed. If we come out of that, when we come out of that, we know exactly what needs to be healed. And then we can go to it. Yeah, it's rough. Them attitudes is just a funky mess. Okay, where am I at? Are dreams involved with, I'm sorry, I missed part of that. Marsha, are dreams involved with what? Yes, it's tough. Yes, she does. And you don't want to break that connection. That's not fair to that child. Because the child needs to be able to make a choice on their own. They will learn. As heartbreaking as it can be for you, they'll learn. Yeah. He's probably not, he might not be easy to live with either. You're right. None of us are. Hey, look, I'm not easy to live with. Y'all might think that, but trust me, I could bring my daughter down here and tell you I ain't easy to live with either. That's why I don't want you moving in. Okay. Yeah, he's checked out. He's done. Oh, he's done. Those were two people in a business relationship. It's not worth the battle. No. He's overstanding. I know he's but he's still feeding off of you. And it's getting your power and your boundary back, Tori, so that you can set the energetic boundaries. He's still got a hold on you. Be careful. I fit God. That's the easy way out. But to each their own. Everybody has to do what they're the most comfortable with. What they're the most comfortable with, and what they can do. But most people cannot just pick up and leave and take their children with them. And I will tell most people, unless you have a very, very good support system, you're leaving a two-parent environment to a single-parent environment. And having been a single parent and raised 3 kids on her own, a good chunk of that time without a support system, let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. And it's not the easiest thing, and it's not the best thing for the kids if you don't have to. Could it be they were both broken initially and the stronger ego prevailed? Yes, they were both definitely broken. I think he healed sooner than she did. But yes, they admitted they were both broken. Being in a relationship, they literally used to tell me that my light was gone from my face. Like it was my light was gone. Did I see at the very end that they joked, they gave each other, oh my goodness, I forgot all about that. Yes, Miss Sharon. This is why I don't believe they ever gonna get divorced. So at the end of the table talk, I'm not trying to ruin it for nobody, but hey, you had 24, 48 hours. 24 hours to watch it. I don't know how many of y'all have watched Bad Boys, but between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's character, right? We ride together, we die together, bad boys for life. They fist pump bad boys for life. That's their saying. Y'all know that. So at the end of the red table talk, these two will say, she says we ride together, he says we die together, and they say bad marriage for life, and they laugh. Now, as much as Will and her both speak a lot about what you put into the universe, this was funny. They made a pact. They gonna have a bad marriage. They gonna have a bad marriage. It was cringy. I was like, what the hell? Hey, Goddess Essence, how you doing, darling? Exactly. That what I just say, half. Half is a powerful thing. A powerful word. Yes, looking back and seeing what it taught me has been such a big blessing. And being me, I feel so bad for him that he doesn't understand. Yes, enchante. That's how you know you're healed. That's how you know you've done a lot of your healing. Because you can look back on it and you can say, I wouldn't be the woman, I wouldn't be the man I am today had I not been through it. Had I not been through it, I wouldn't be the woman or the man I am today. And I'm blessed for it. And I wish he could understand or she could understand. That's how you know you done came through it. So yes, Marsha, dreams can be involved in being empathic. Yes, ma'am, they can be. Her eyes keep changing and it shows her emotion towards the whole situation. Melissa, that is really observant. That is so true. Thank you. And you know what? When we figure out that we are co-creators, we make the choice to break down the old. Yes, given that it's scary, you must push through. You're very wise. You're very wise. All of us should have a healthy amount of narcissism. There's a healthy amount of narcissism. Then there's unhealthy. And what we saw, what we seeing from her is unhealthy. That poor Mr. Thing, poor Mr. August got caught up in it. Okay, I talked about that. Can some empaths be raised by narcissists? Yep. My father was a narcissist. He got better at the end of his life. He finally recognized what he had done. Mm-hmm. But I guess I needed two of them. I didn't even know my father was a narcissist, honestly, until after I divorced my ex-husband. Because of my narcissism, my guy's hitting me with a hammer for 6 months. Oh, I hope he didn't really hit you, CJ. It's got me in the back of my journey. My 10-year-old twins and my 10-year-old twin. That is awesome that you're sober 2 years. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Mm-hmm. Oh, he is too overstanding. Oh. Will has his power. Will got his power. Like I saw that all in Will's face. Will's just not giving her no energy. Now that you could tell, Will ain't giving it up. Like no energy. Okay. It does take time, and you need to. It's all continuing. I'm still healing from certain things. I'm just going through. Oh, Keza, thank you, baby. Thank you, Sharon. That is a great playlist to check out, guys. That playlist is great, and we're gonna add more to it. Curbside lovers. I don't even know what that was about, but honey. Yes, I do think we'll force Jada to go public. Thank you, Goddess Essence. We're doing. Oh, okay. I'm not sure you're talking to me. I'm doing good. I'm trying to get through these comments. They won't get divorced after watching Eddie Murphy Raw. Eddie Murphy Raw. You know, there's plenty of blues songs. It's cheaper to keep her. There's plenty of that, baby. It's terrible when your parents are narcissists. You're going through these trials every day. I have a ways to go because life is full. Yes, but honey, but you're here. See, that's the thing. You're here and you're getting the answers and you're doing your work and you're investing in yourself. All of these things, you're here. Okay? That's the beautiful thing. He badmouthed me to hear your mother. Yep, 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 yep. That's typical. They go on a smear campaign, baby, the minute you gone. We're similar to our parents. Yeah, because my ex-husband was 18 years older than me. And my mother, my ex-husband was white, my father's black. My mother said to me, Lisa, he reminds me so much of your father. They didn't necessarily favor, but his essence was like my father. And she's like, are you sure you can handle that? And I said, yeah, mama. I mean, I handle daddy, but see, I handled daddy as a child, not really understanding even what a narcissist was as a grown woman. I didn't handle daddy as a wife. That's a whole nother story. Yes. I love him enough to leave him be. Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. Will's facial expressions showed everything. Yeah. Life is always unfolding, healing, and integrating the lessons. Yes. It's a process. And let me tell you, when you start getting the process down, it's amazing. Because then it's just like second nature. That's what I want y'all to get to the point where it's second nature. Okay. Right. Well, Will's a Libra. I don't need to say no more. Yeah. And the first, I choose to give my father custody when my years passed flipping between household with their new partners and siblings. The Libra in me kept the peace but enabled behaviors. Wow. Wow, Jay. That had to be tough. That had to be tough. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. That's beautiful when they come to understand what they've done. You're welcome, honey. That's how it usually ends up. You know, I didn't want to just be talking about them. Really, to me, like I said, this was a case study. It's a case study. Oh, good. He didn't hit you. Okay. Retired Army Sergeant. He was too scared of mine. 5 foot. I bet you're a Spitfire child. Oh my God. Why do they lie straight to your face? Can I ask y'all that? When somebody figures out why they lie, you catch them. I used to think that was just a joke we had, you know, amongst us in the family. Like, no, baby, that wasn't me. That wasn't me you saw. Why? Hey, Marie, how you doing? That really resonated. That's deep, baby. It fixed 4 lines for the better. Very good. Old daughter's now 2 years. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. Oh, he's not okay. I hope there's hope for her. There's hope, but she got to choose to do it. I know you're lying. I see you. She right here. It's written all over you. Like, and that's mine actually had the unmitigated gall to lie to me, and I caught him in my living room. You and her, butt naked in my living room. But it wasn't you. Okay, baby. All right, y'all. Well, I've been on here an hour and 14 minutes. Y'all, this was good. This was healing. This was wonderful. We got a chit chat, a little bit of tea. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, sweetie. We got a little bit of tea. So I'm gonna probably wrap this up. I still have a ton of natal charts to do. Dad was a Scorpio and ended up being with a Scorpio. I have a Virgo daughter. Oh wow, there's something to that. Shonda Ride, Scorpio Goddess is better with that. Because of that song, It Wasn't Me. That's right, there you go. We had the cord cutting session this morning. I will schedule another one for 2 weeks from now. I'll schedule another for 2 weeks from now. I'll put it in the community tab. I'll put up the commercial again. I'll redo the commercial, and I'll put the commercial everywhere. And we'll just get another one going then for 2 weeks from now. Okay, 2 Saturdays from now. How does that sound? Jay, please come back another time. I really want to get to know you, dear. Thank you so much for being here. I want to get to know you. It's a beautiful story, my dear. Please do come back. I want to see you again. Ooh, girl, we got some stories. One night we're going to have story time. One night we're going to have story time. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Juba, I love seeing you here, darling. Thank you so much. Yes, I want y'all, please. I really love y'all. I love the fact that some of y'all have gotten to know us. So, check my community tab, you all. And we'll do another cord cutting session here in about a week, but 2 weeks from today. So mark your calendars. 2 weeks from today. Today is July the 11th, 18th, July the 25th. July the 25th, we're going to do a cord cutting ceremony. And then we're going to do a group coaching session for my Lightworker Academy. Now, again, $27 and up paid members per month. This is free to you. We'll have a nominal fee for the free members, but a group coaching session on codependency. So watch that. We'll do that this week. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I appreciate your support. Namaste. Bye-bye.